Good morning, beautiful sunshines. Callie Carroll here. We're going to talk about digital hoarding today. Welcome to my studio. I thought maybe I wouldn't drop my phone 16 times during today's production, but who knows? We'll see. As you guys jump on and say good morning, sunshine, hashtag GMS, share something that you are grateful for, anything that you are grateful for in this moment. I'm grateful that even though we are kicking off Whit and John's Hideout week, John Carroll is home, so we're able to take turns, and I am able to go out and get a quick workout in. And now I'm going to get some new running shoes because I started running again, and my shoes hurt because I've been using them so much. Guys, you know you're supposed to change your shoes every 3 months, right? Well, depending on miles. I forget how many miles it is. Whatever. Maybe somebody else knows in here. What are you grateful for? Let's talk about digital hoarding. This message should absolutely not be brought to you by me. Let's start off by saying that because you'll say, Cal, are you a hoarder? And I'm like, no, I love getting rid of shit. Like, I love throwing stuff out. Since Witten's diagnosis, we have like deep cleaned the house so many times. We've gotten rid of our entire storage area. We've cleaned up the garage multiple times. Like, I'm like, if I'm not using, give it away, get it out of here, right? I love getting rid of stuff. And then I look at my phone. I look at my photos album. I look at my emails. I look at my computer. I look at my desktop. And it is an ever-loving mess. Some of you guys who have worked with me, like you would hate on Zoom when I would share my screen because you're like, oh my gosh, Kelly, do you really need to have 15 tabs open right this minute? Yes, I feel like I do. In fact, I have almost 50,000 photos. I'm not bragging, you guys. I just want to tell you the truth before I give you the subject. Almost 50,000 photos and videos on my iPhone right now, or in the cloud, right there. Okay, so anyways, digital hoarding. Doesn't matter. What does it matter, Cal? You got all that stuff out there. You can use it in case you need it someday. You have access to it, right? And those are all true things. But I want to maybe talk to myself for a moment. Like, this is a lecture from me to me about how digital hoarding, holding on to things doesn't allow for you to free up space for other things. And I'm not talking about terabytes, right? Like, we've got the cloud, we've got different things where it's not like you're looking for the actual space. I'm talking about the space, the mental space, the emotional space, right? And you can be like so flooded. Like, let's just say, okay, like one, overwhelm. Let's talk about overwhelmment, right? Overwhelmment with like looking at your device. You look at it and there's red flags everywhere. Like, you've got 464 new emails. You've got 15 text messages. You've got 300, these are like my numbers about right now, 365 telegrams, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got all these notifications, right? That can create a feeling of overwhelmness that can leave us like paralyzed. It can make it so that we don't even want to take action because there's so much to do. Eventually, maybe you don't even open up your email because you're like, F it. Like, there's so many emails in there. I don't even want to know. But what if something important actually came across and you weren't just keeping it clean? And now you have that issue, because that can happen too, right? Same thing with your messages. I mean, I miss so many messages. I did not know that in Facebook, I have an entire file of messages. Like, there's messages, then there's spam, then there's other messages. I have like, I don't know, hundreds of messages in there. I didn't even know that I had. Like, right? So it could be the overwhelmment of having those things there. And I am going to tell you what to do about this afterwards, and me too, since I'm lecturing me. It could be that you have just like this baggage that you're holding on to, right? That it's weighing you down. I know that I need to go through my 1,000 emails or all of these text messages or all of these things, and it's just weighing me down, right? It makes me feel like I'm kind of like dragging, like I'm moving a little bit slower. All right. And the other piece of you could be just like, and this is probably me, there's so much data, there's so many things out there that I don't know how to find what I want to find, so I'm not going to use any of it anyways. It's kind of like if in your storage room in your house in an area, there was all this cool shit, but you have no idea where it is, and it's behind loads and loads of boxes, and you're going to have to move out 67 boxes and open them all and then unwrap things in order to find the one thing that you wanted. You're never going to use it. So you're holding on to all this stuff, but you can't even find it, right? So finding and identifying what's important to us so that we can actually have access to it, so we can actually use it, so it makes sense to keep around. So what do we do about it, Callie, aka Callie? What do you do about it, since you're the obvious digital hoarder? This is the best technique that I found so far, right? Okay, 2 techniques. So start with one thing that's maybe not too overwhelming. I started with my email. I took an hour and I literally went through and deleted or filed things that I thought maybe I would need this in the future. Like, it seemed like something important. Those could be like, for me, like missed Southwest flights, or not missed, like canceled, right? So I want all the confirmation numbers or different documents about my kid stuff. So I would file those things and delete all of the others. Here's a trick though. When you're, I don't know about you Androids, but when you're on your iPhone, if you check your email in your iPhone, right across the top, there's going to be like a simple unsubscribe button. You don't have to go to the email, scroll to the bottom, try to find the thing. And a lot of the emails, probably over half of them, it'll just be unsubscribe. So take the time to unsubscribe, 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 unsubscribe. And you kind of have to do this once a month because you accidentally subscribe for things over and over again when you go to the store and you give them your email address, right? So clean out like the areas that are not as bad. Like in Telegram, I just go and I click the button read all. I'm not going to read them all. I just like check it off, right? So if you don't care about it, read all. Today I went to my phone and I went to all unread text messages and I went through all of those, right? I had like 19 of them that I just missed. So you could start with the things that is like a little bit less overwhelming. For me, my biggest digital hoarding is, let's talk about your downloads folder on your computer. That can be one of the areas where you download those stuff that you never will need again, and you can go in and probably wipe 90% of it. For me, the biggest thing what I was going to say is photos. Is anybody else a digital hoarder? Like curious, are any of you guys like this, or is this just me? Is this just me? I know it's not just me. Some of you guys are out there like that too. So for me, my photos, especially now that every single time I do a reel, you guys, I have to save it 3 different times for every single video. And I have videos that made the video. So now for one reel that I post, I probably have 15 different things that are on my phone for that one thing. I do not need all that stuff. I don't need it, right? So if you go back, you could do an end of day swipe. This is a great practice that I've never done. It's the end of day, not right before bedtime. You don't want to be like digitally interrupted right before bedtime, but maybe you're like at 4 p.m. before I start dinner, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to delete the things that I created today that I don't need. You're like, you're wacky. You do that much stuff every single day. I do, but I could like probably delete 30 items a day. The other thing that's really valuable is actually going back on your phone, how you can search, go back to this day. So like, I don't have any idea what it is. July 20 something, whatever. Like you go back to July 24th, maybe July 24th of 2020, like just July 24th, put in July 24th, right? And then go through all of the photos there and see, am I going to really use this or not? And then you can favorite the ones that you might want to, right? Where you might want to keep them later on. That has been my best technique. So if I catch an extra hour somewhere, it used to be when I would go on plane rides. I don't have the liberty of traveling anymore right now, but I would sit there and I would go back to albums and just clear them out with the hopes of having like 100 pictures or less per month. Ooh, that's really hard to do though, right? Haley says opposite for me. I never take time out to save anything. So, and Haley, I don't know how that affects your life, right? If you're like, man, I really wish I would have documented that moment. I have heard this from people where they're so present, which I love, that they just hope that somebody else is capturing a memory in case they want to go back to. And I think that there's people on the opposite of the spectrums. Like I know that in our family, we know that me or Liz are going to be taking the photos and then we're going to share them with everybody. Like it's just kind of like the system that we have. So maybe you have some people that can help document some of those moments if you want. But the thing is, you guys, your memories are here, right? I do love going through, like seeing pictures of my babies, having bigs and littles. So I have a 17-year-old and 19-year-old. I don't have a lot of digital hoarding for them because we didn't have like the easy access to phones and videos. I still use like an actual video camera. So I have very few videos of them. They're super glitchy and not a ton of photos. And with my babies, my 2 and 4-year-old, I got a shitload. Like I mean, it's amazing. And now my bigs don't want me to take pictures of them. And it's like, but when I look at that, I do love going back to the pictures of my littles now that I have so many of them. So I think there's a consideration on both sides. No photo memories of anything, but lots of adventures, which is a beautiful thing, right? You get to live knowing that you have that bigness in your life. I love that too. So guys, if you have other recommendations for digital hoarding, if you are a digital hoarder, if there's tools that you've used to limit your digital hoardess, let us know. It'll help our friends. I love you guys. Good morning, sunshines. Thank you for visiting me. I am Callie Carroll. I'm here to support you guys in as many ways as I can possibly, but I'm really, really hoping to provide perspective that can reveal miracles, right? As I traverse this crazy journey that I'm in right now, which all of us aren't a crazy journey, aren't we? There's just lots of ups and downs. Okay. I love you guys. Light and love me to you. Bye.